What up, what up, what up, what up? We live and in the building. I know we were having some problems over there on Instagram with our live. We gonna get busy over here though. We are gonna get busy over here, Jack. Venus, we talking about Venus. Venus, Venus, Venus. If you got friends, make sure you get them in. Have your natal chart ready. We discuss your Venus placement. I'm not too good at going live on here. This is only my second time going live on here. I'm trying to see how I can see y'all stuff. Seeing how I can learn in the interface and stuff. But we definitely gonna get busy today. Can y'all spark up the chat? You want to look at the house and sign placement of your Venus in your natal chart? Okay, okay. Okay. We in the building. We in the building. You got your natal chart? If you got your natal chart, you definitely want to look at your Venus placement. Thank you. I see everybody showing up in this thing. I see y'all showing up in this thing, man. If you got your natal chart, drop your the house and sign that your Venus is in. The house and sign that your Venus is in. Because Venus is the planet that rules our desires. Venus rules our desires. So 8th house Libra. 8th house Libra for Venus. You know, let me run him down first, because I don't know how to pin the comments, little bro. I don't know how to make the comments show up. So let me knock out this 8th house Libra right quick. So before I jump into that, I want to let you know, Venus, the hand mirror. I always tell you, Venus is a hand mirror. From Venus, you can reflect on your desires. Your desires aren't just what you get on a whim. Your desires are what you really want. What you really want, your subconscious gives you what you focus on. So with Venus in Libra, you want to focus on bringing, not just balance to your desire has to do with balance. And because Libra is ruled by Venus, Venus has a tendency to overindulge when you don't, strive for balance. You overindulge in luxury, you overindulge in anger, because Libra is the sign of love and war. It's the opposite of Aries. It's the sign that brings the negotiations to the table and peace. So for all you guys with Venus and Libra, make sure you're paying attention to what I'm telling you about Libra. With Venus and Libra, you desire to have peace and harmony. You desire to really embrace the beauty and point out the contrasts and keep the balance in life. In the 8th house, balance is what's necessary to bring you transformation, bruh. You have to have balance. The 8th house is the house of sex, death, transformation, and the resources of others. So if you really want to, manifest, the secret to your manifestations have to do with the desire to transform and bring balance into your life. So the more you work on, manifestations is going to help you bring balance to your life and level out the areas where you go to the extreme, the more you're going to be able to tap into the resources of others and get, things gifted to you by the world. So I'm scroll up here, see who was next. I got to learn how to get good on this YouTube live so I can really rock out. Louis Link say he got Cancer in his first house. Venus and Cancer in the first house. Venus and Cancer in the first house, your desire is to be loved and nurtured. and for people to see you, because the first house, it rules not only our physical appearance, it rules how we see ourselves, you know, how the world perceives us. The world perceives you as a very nurturing and sometimes an overly emotional person. So with Venus and Cancer in the first house, you have the desire to be loved and nurtured, but you have to realize that you can't overwhelm other people with your emotions. The secret to your success with Venus in the first house is reflecting on what nurturing and care really is. When you really understand what nurturing and care is, instead of, you know, pulling from the expectations and idealizations that we're given as people throughout life, then things will start manifesting in your life that enrich and add, you know, beauty and substance to your life. Because where you find Venus is where you find beauty and substance. First, you have to recognize the love for yourself, bruh. With Venus in the first house, you have to start having that self-love before you can get the love that you want from the world and your peers. So it's easy to go out and try to love and nurture everybody else and be kind and compassionate and loving to the world. But if you're not loving yourself, nothing you say is going to resonate with these people, because they recognize that you don't have the self-love needed to really love and care about other people. So the secret to your success, you know, Venus and Cancer in the first house, is loving and nurturing yourself before you seek others to love and nurture you and try to nurture other people. I hope you found that helpful. We're going to jump on to Cancer in the 7th house. Now, Cancer in the 7th house is the direct opposite. The direct opposite of Cancer in the first house. Venus and Cancer in the first house. So although, you know, when you look at the sign is always going to tell you the how. The sign that a planet is in, it tells you the how this planet is functioning. So again, Venus in Cancer, you're reflecting on love and your ability to nurture. You need to be nurtured. You need to be, you know, babied, because Cancer is the sign of the mother. The mother is the one who nurtures. You sucker the child. You need a lot of emotional support. And in the 7th house, instead of being from yourself, it has to do with you getting that love and support that you need from your partner in order to feel valued. Now, Venus is the natural ruler of the 2nd house. So anywhere that your Venus is located in your chart, you're going to find the need to be nurtured and loved. And that's where you're going to find it easiest to nurture and cultivate your self-worth, everybody. So look at the sign your Venus is in, and that's going to tell you the nature of how you need your self-worth cultivated, how you need your desires cultivated, how you need to cultivate your desires. Because the better you cultivate your desires based on your Venus placement in your natal chart, the easier it is to manifest the things that are meant for you, because you are acting according to your nature. It's hard to manifest things that are outside of your natural desire set. And you learn that based on your Venus placement. So jumping back to Venus and Cancer in the 7th house, this has to do with more so partnerships than you working with yourself. It has to do with the nurturing and love that you get from your significant others. And in order to get, I don't know if you're married or not, but Venus and Cancer in the 7th house is a great placement for marriage and a really nurturing relationship. But you have to make sure that the negative sides of Cancer aren't coming out and you're being dominating and controlling and possessive and very jealous. And a lot of people think those characteristics are Scorpio characteristics alone, but Cancers are the most jealous and mean and abusive people in the zodiac. Trust me when I tell you that. They will hurt you bad before you get a chance to hurt them. You think it's a 6-9, that's those claws in front of it protecting it. So Scorpio isn't the only sign that can, you know, pinch you if you hurt them emotionally. But definitely you want to dig into the self-love, because the opposite of self-love is love and nurturing your partner, but you have to be willing to give that type of love in order to get it, and you have to make sure that you're dealing with somebody that is capable of receiving it, because a lot of times we feel rejected when we don't when people don't receive love in the way that we give it. Hopefully you found that helpful, but definitely focus on partnerships, and making sure you're partnering with people who can provide you the love that you need in the way that you need it. Stay away from Aquarius and Sagittarius. People with those placements, Aquarius and Sagittarius, they don't want to be smothered. You ain't gonna be able to smother them. They ain't gonna smother you. So if they got the sun, rising sign, moon, Venus, and Sagittarius or Aquarius, don't look for nobody that's gonna smother you with them signs. It ain't gonna happen. I promise you. Save yourself some heartache. Okay, we got Venus and Leo in the 10th house. Now, the 10th house, it governs our place in the world. You know, where are you gonna go? With Leo on the 10th house, anybody here that has Leo on the 10th house, you are supposed to be making moves in the world. You are supposed to be in the spotlight, the limelight. Now, it can become fame or it can become infamy. It's your choice. But the Leo on the 10th house, Leo on the 10th house, you meant to be in the limelight. With Venus and Leo in the 10th house, you know, you again, Venus tells how we want to be nurtured, and it reflects our desires. You need to be the center of attention. And in order to get the type of attention you need and manifest your desires, you have to put yourself out there. You have to be in the area where the blessings are being thrown. You know, you like your relationships and your nurturing to come in a very dramatic way. But you have to make sure that you're doing this in a way that isn't selfish and that can help move you forward in life. Not just glamorize you for who you are, but you need to be nurtured in a way that feeds your confidence. I'm not even going to say ego, that feeds your confidence. You need somebody, the type of partner that's going to feed your confidence and help you be all that you can be, so you can really elevate, because you meant to be in a bigger position than you're in. I guarantee you that. So the secret to your success is, number one, being willing to shine, be willing to be in the spotlight and be that person. A lot of times you miss your blessings because you don't claim them. You don't put yourself in a position to get them. So you got to make sure that you're in a position to catch those blessings and out in the limelight and acting like you the shit. That's the secret to your success, and embracing it. Embracing your power, your magnetism, your charisma, your creativity and playfulness, because the sign of Leo rules creativity. Is the naturally placed on the 5th house, the house of, inventions, investments, and things like that, and creativity. Get back to your childlike mind when it comes to relationships and affection, and you'll be all right. You'll get a lot farther than you are. Stop being so serious about it. Leo, Venus and Leo is very playful about love. You can have a serious thing, but still be serious. Average Leo. Did you hear me when I hit the Cancer on the 7th house? And it's important because you the average Leo. You got Cancer on the 7th. That means your 8th house is Leo. So the more you nurture those partnerships, the more money you're gonna get out of those partnerships. Whether it's an intimate relationship or a business relationship, Leo in the 8th house is good for resources from others. Venus in the 4th house in Virgo. Now the 4th house rules your father. 4th house rules the father. It rules real estate. It rules your family roots and traditions. The sign of Virgo, it says that you're a caretaker, an information gatherer. The more you research and come in tune with your roots, the better off your blessings will be. I'm gonna jump a little bit into spirituality and magic with this. The fourth house is the end of it all. The eighth house rules death, but at the bottom chart, the fourth house, it rules the hole that you go in after death, the grave. So with Venus in Virgo in the fourth house being the natural ruler of the grave, the more you research and understand your ancestry, the more blessings and abundance gonna come to you. I promise you that, especially if you got some good aspects to Venus from your eighth house ruler, then you're gonna find out, you know, you got some inheritances and stuff that's waiting for you straight up. That's a real good placement. But the secret to your success, if your Venus is in your fourth house, is knowing your roots, making your home your sanctuary. Let me see. We all loaded up in this thing. I got to figure out how we can pin these comments. We got Leo, Venus and Leo on the third. Danny Styles, Venus and Leo on the third. The third house is the house of the mind. You know, it's the house that rules our siblings, the neighborhood environment we first grew up in, and it's also the house that governs our thought and communication style. It teaches us how we process our information. So with Leo, Venus and Leo in the third, the secret to your success lies in your ability to communicate creatively, your value, your ideas, and highlight your thought process. You know, you got one of your siblings that's, you know, pretty popular. They can be a vehicle for, you know, making some of your ideas reality. And, you know, because you got Leo on the third, that means you got Cancer on the second, which is your money house. And, you know, the Venus naturally placed in the second house, naturally rules the second house, but it's in the third house. The more you understand and digest your values, the more blessings are going to come to you. The more money going to come to you. I see you with So Fit. I'm going down the line. Don't nobody got to put their thing in twice. I got y'all. I promise you. Again, the secret to your success, again, is confidence. Confidence in communicating the ideas that you have in regards to your community, learning, and things like that. Contribute what you got to offer, and it's going to pay off for you. It's going to help you really, really, really get things popping in your life. Really get things popping in your life. Communication, ideas, thought processes, especially dealing with young people in your community, is going to turn you up. I promise you. Mayosha, Venus in the fourth house in Sagittarius. Now, I talked about Sagittarius, roots, ancestors. In the sign of Sagittarius, Venus in Sagittarius, it's important that you stay in tune and intact in contact with people and cultures from overseas. If you got, you know, Venus and Sagittarius in the fourth house, and Sagittarius is on the fourth house cusp, it's likely that your father is from a distant area, long distance away from your mother, or from a foreign country. Now, again, Venus in the fourth house in Sagittarius, you get your blessings, unlock your blessings from dealing with foreign countries, foreign cultures, increasing your awareness of you know, your faith and belief system. And again, this is tied directly to your roots. Everybody, if your Venus is in the fourth house, you definitely need to be building strong connections with your ancestors, because it's going to bring you a lot of blessings. It's going to bring you a lot of blessings in the long run, man. Ooh, we got a list on this mug. Mastermind, you just put Venus and Aries. You ain't put the house. So witty. Venus and Taurus in the 8th house. Again, the 8th house is the house of resources of others. The value we get from our relationship. The value we get from our relationship. Venus is in Taurus in its natural placement. Venus is the natural ruler of Taurus. So, you know, the money comes, but it comes via your spouse. It comes via your partnerships. It comes via your you know, inheritance and mortgages and credit. Don't look for things that are directly coming in your hand, directly to you. Work on manifesting things for the people around you. The 8th house is the house of others. Again, and it's the house of transformation. So with Venus and Taurus in the 8th house, it's important that you transform your idea and your relationship with money. Are you the money, or are you the master of money, or are you the slave? Not just money, with all your desires. Are you the master, or are you the slave? Are you so stuck in your ways? And I'm not picking on you, sis. I'm telling you this because Taurus is a fixed sign. And fixed signs are very stubborn and hard to change. And even if you dumping game on them real tough, they stay stuck in their thinking patterns. My wife was Scorpio, a fixed sign. You can dump game on fixed sign people. Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, Leo. You can dump game on them all day long, but they're going to keep doing it how they want to do it until they get exhausted. And then when they're exhausted, they tell you, why ain't you just tell me that in the first place? Don't keep bumping your head against the wall. You want abundance? Transformation is the key to that. Venus in Aquarius in the 4th house. Again, new occult classic, Venus in Aquarius. Now, Venus in Aquarius is a very aloof sign. Very aloof sign, but it's important that you understand that aloofness isn't because they don't want to be loved or nurtured. They don't want to be overwhelmed or have their individuality hindered. So, you know, to be most successful and unlocking the secrets of your success, you know, Venus in Aquarius, again, you know, it's important to tap into your roots and things like that, your father, your ancestry. You know, make sure your home is a nice, inventive and tech savvy place. You got a passion for technology. You got a passion for technology and innovation. You also have a uncommon sense of love, affection, and desire. So it's important that you become comfortable in your own skin. Again, everybody, Venus is a hand mirror. It's a hand mirror. And the more you can reflect on yourself and gain knowledge of yourself, the better you understand your desires. When you really understand your desire, which means you've studied and learned the nature of the sign and house that your Venus are in, you start to understand those desires. Then you can focus your intention on achieving the things that you really want in your life instead of the things that you think you want or society told you that you want. Venus is going to tell you all the things that you want in your life, the things that you desire. And that's going to help you get straight. You know, when you're chasing things that don't align with the planetary energy in your chart, then things start going out of whack. Things start getting tough and difficult. and frustrating for you in life because you feel like you can't get what you want and you can't succeed. But it's not that. It's you chasing things that are outside your nature. Your natal chart is going to tell you what's meant for you, what's not meant for you. And the more you're aware of those things, the better you can, get the things that you want out of life. Venus and Pisces in the 3rd house, Rose Jefferson. Venus and Pisces. Venus and Pisces. Now, Venus and Pisces is a romantic, a hopeless romantic, a dreamer, But when I say a dreamer, a dream is never a bad thing, because dreams is where all the ideas and inventions come from. So by reflecting on not only your dreams, but your spirituality, Rose, and because it's in the 3rd house, you need to put these thoughts, turn these thoughts into tangible ideas, and the best way you can do that is by writing them down. Writing them down, getting a journal. Writing down your ideas, your feelings, your emotions. Maybe as poems, maybe as sounds. Get very creative in how you convey information about how you feel, and also your spiritual practice. And these things are going to help you really get in tune with your frequency, because Venus and Pisces, it has a tendency to desire to save the world while they're drowning. And the more you get in tune, how can I put this? You can't put nobody out of ditch if you stuck in one. Flat out. You can't put nobody out of ditch if you stuck in one. And the more you realize that your desire to help comes from help not being there when you needed it, the more you really get in tune with that, the more you can be aware of your needs. Because a lot of the things you're trying to save people from are things that are bothering you, and things that weren't taken care of for you. And you got to really come to terms with that, and really see that your job ain't to save everybody. Your job is to create beauty for people. Venus and Pisces, it's easy for you to reflect on ideals. Pick something that you're going to aspire to that deals with your mentality and your communication style and your thought process, and shoot for that ideal that meets your dreams, that helps you, ascend to a higher spiritual place. I hope that was helpful to you, Rose. Chocolate Vintage Shop, Venus and Libra. What house? What house? L. McKenzie, Venus and Libra, 2nd house. I went over Venus and Libra and stuff like that. I told you about, the desire for balance and partnerships and love and admiration of beauty and grace and things like that. And justice. Libra is the sign that rules justice and fairness. So, with it in your 2nd house at 26 degrees, let me tell you something. That's a big money placement. Venus naturally rules the 2nd house. It's in the sign of Libra that Venus rules. So it's in a powerful placement. I don't know if you were born like in 1980, but I don't know if you were born around 1980, but if you were, then that's conjunct Pluto. That's conjunct Pluto, and that's going to give you a lot of potential for money once you really, okay, that's going to give you a lot of potential for your money once you really once you really decide that you're going to stop letting people control you. Because anytime Pluto in your second house of value and money, you get robbed of your power, or you either gain a lot of power by establishing and standing firm on your values. So, you know, Venus in the second house, definitely lace up your values, get yourself balanced out, decide what type of things you are going to accept in life and what things that you aren't, and keep it moving. Keep it moving, and the people that ain't on that, you know, you gotta let them go. I don't care who it is. You gotta care about yourself enough to let people go that ain't going in the same direction as you. You did what I'm talking about? When I say that, I mean your mama, your kids, everybody. Venus and Libra in third. D'Angela, Venus and Gemini in the ninth house. Now the ninth house, the house tells you where. The sign and the planet tell you how. The house tells you where. D'Angela got Venus in the ninth house in Gemini. The ninth house is the house of publishing. And she just dropped a book. For those of y'all interested in vegan recipes, D'Angela dropped a book on Amazon. Feel free to drop the link to your book on Amazon in the chat, D'Angela. But the ninth house is the house of publishing, and that's why I told her to drop her book, because the ninth house is the house of publishing, the house of writing, publications, higher education, faith, and belief. Venus and Gemini is telling you, you know, you need to reflect on your ideas of faith, of your belief system. You need to get organized and compile the information in regards to your faith and your beliefs, and stick to the book. Don't backtrack to old behavior patterns when shit gets tough. Get clear on what your belief system is. Communicate that to the people you deal with, and number one, to yourself, and stick to it. Stick to it and stick to writing, because the money gonna come from publishing. From publishing. And you and my book club and study group, so don't just look at the ninth house, you know, to look to the houses that Venus rule also in your chart to get information, more precise information on the where. So you can push your publications through those houses to make sure you get your guap from that. Where we at now? I'm gonna try to make sure I get everybody on this thing. It's like 50 people on here. I'm gonna try to get everybody though. Lamont, Venus and Virgo in the first house. We got another Venus in the first house. Another Venus in the first house. This means, you know, it's starting with you. And Venus and Virgo, the way you love isn't, you know, a very emotional way, but you will make sure that you pay attention to the details of your significant other, and make sure that they to the T, ain't nothing wrong with them, all their needs are met. You know, Venus and Virgo is a caretaker. You know, but with Venus and Virgo in the first house, self-love. You have to learn to pay attention and take care of yourself the way you take care of the needs of other people, brother. You can't, everybody with Venus and Virgo, pay attention. You can't pull nobody out of ditch if you stuck in one. You can't pull nobody out of ditch if you stuck in one. If Venus is in your first house, your priority needs to be self-love. Venus is in your first house, You need to learn to love yourself first, because the first house rules how the world perceives you. If it don't matter how much you try to love and give affection to other people and the people who you want in your life, if they don't perceive you as a person who has the capacity to love and care for yourself, ain't nobody gonna rock with you, man. So if you got Venus in your first house, you need to be making sure the self-love is there, and not fake self-love by lacing yourself in material shit so people think that you love yourself. I mean, really taking care of yourself, making decisions that are gonna create a future for yourself and things like that. Those are self-love things, you know. Those are self-love. Rainy, you said Venus in the 12th house. You didn't tell me what sign. Venus 2 degrees Scorpio. You didn't tell me what house. Tay. Triple M70. Venus Libra in the 4th house. Venus, where you go, sis? I'm looking for you again. Okay, Venus and Libra in the 4th house. Again, the success is gonna come from building a strong relationship with your ancestors, tapping into your father, you know, creativity from your father, and things like that. You know, again, your home is your sanctuary, your 4th house. Make a decision. Make a decision that peace is gonna be in your house at all costs. Your household is important to you. The secret to your success is having balance and no chaos in your home. If you got Venus and Libra in the 4th house, Venus and Libra in the 4th house, you definitely want to make sure that your home environment, because the 4th house rules the home, you want to make sure that that's balanced and peaceful, man. That's the secret to your success, Venus and Libra, triple M70. You want to have balance and peace in your household so you can function and make things happen the way you want them to happen. Peace and beauty and luxury in your house. Make sure it's tight and right and everything will be all right. Venus and Pisces in the 5th house, just Rena Bina. So the 5th house is the house of creativity. It's the house of investments. Secret to your success is using your intuition when you invest in, whether you get in stocks, crypto, you know, hate to say it, man, you know, but if you in a state where it's some legal weed, you know, Pisces rules substance abuse. If you in a state where it's some legal weed, you need to be trying to get you a grower dispensary license and shit like that, you know. That's where the money's at. Or investing in stock that deals with that, pharmaceutical stock, things like that. Venus and Pisces. Investments based on your intuition is your secret to your success. Simple as that. Trust your intuition and invest in other businesses and people according to your intuition. Use your intuition when you picking your playtime, you know, intimate partners, and things turn out good. When you don't trust your intuition, it's always bad and fucked up. You know that. I don't got to tell you that. So you need to be doing the same thing in regards to your investments, and you'll find a lot of success in your life. You know, Venus and Pisces, if you dream of children and a lot of children and things like that, it's important that you get around children or invest in projects. If you don't want to have the children in yourself, invest in projects and things that are going to influence the life and cultivate the imagination in children. Pisces rules the imagination too. It also rules music. Venus also rules music. So Venus and Pisces with music, creativity, poetry, things like that, that's how you're going to get your money up, sis. That's the secret to your success. Venus 24 degrees Aquarius in the 5th house, KS. So again, we're back at the 5th house. The 5th house is the house of creativity. It's the house of, you know, investments, children, you know, recreational sex and romance, meaning short-term relationships, dating and things like that. You know, with Aquarius there, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you, tech is where it's at for you. Fifth house rule your hobbies too. The secret to your success is it lies in technology. Technology, things that have to do with altruism, promoting freedom amongst people and access to services, things in that area are going to turn you all the way up, KS. All the way up. Technology, turn you all the way up. But you also have to embrace your uniqueness. Venus in Aquarius, it tells you you're unique, you're quirky, you might not fit in with everybody else, but your uniqueness is what's going to make you shake back and level up. People look past your so-called flaws when you got a bankroll. So don't worry about what people saying you weird or nothing. Put your ideas on paper and then see how you can make that into some money. Because any idea, invention that you got that's going to solve somebody's problem, somebody going to pay for it. You just got to find people with that problem who ain't had that solution yet. Did what I'm saying? Hopefully that was helpful for you. You got Venus in Cancer in the 10th house. Venus in Cancer again. I'm going to tell you what, mystic numbers. That's a real good placement for a restaurant. Real good placement, because Cancer rules food. So anybody who got Cancer on your 10th house, you definitely want to check out, business where you taking care of people, meeting their needs, nurturing them, whether it's food, service, or child care. You got Cancer on your 10th house. That's a good place for you to, find your lane. But Venus and Cancer in the 10th house, again, we looking at the nurturing model. How we nurturing and how we desire to be nurtured, because Venus rules our desire. You need to be, loved up, smothered. You like to be cuddled up and loved up by your co-workers, the people that you work for and provide services to. So anything, dealing with nurturing people, even if you're in a spiritual path and you're providing emotional support for people and knowledge to help them level up, they gonna rock with you. They're gonna rock with you, and that's where you're gonna find your fate, your desires, and the secret to manifesting them come from, providing services that nurture other people. Basing your life path and your career on what nurtures and provides a nurturing environment for yourself and other people. Gigi, it's a Venus in a Libra in the 5th house. Again, the 5th house is the house of creativity. Libra in the 5th house, you definitely could stand. You definitely could stand to, invest in things that deal with fashion, beauty, because the 5th house rules investments. So the secret to, if Venus is in your 5th house, the secret to your success, it has to deal with investments. It has to do with how you market and promote yourself. Because a lot of times you have good game and good flavor, but people won't rock with you because you present yourself in the wrong way. Venus and Libra in the 5th house, if this applies to you too, and you got Venus and Libra in the 5th house, it's important that you present yourself in a well-balanced way. Sometimes Venus and Libra has a tendency to be, and Libra's period had a tendency to play yes man and go along and get along. The balance of Libra is being able to articulate information and points from both sides to show that you're well-rounded and you got the sauce in the area that you choose to move in. And again, Venus and Libra in the 5th house, I would advise you to move in an area that's fun. It deals with investments, dealing with children, maybe children's fashion, things like that you got experience in. You can give people the pros and the cons. You're going to make a lot of money. Kyra Banks, what's up, cuz? Venus and Leo in the 6th house. Venus and Leo in the 6th house. That's why you be carrying it like a lioness. Now, the 6th house is the house of service. It's the house of health and well-being. Pets that are smaller than a goat. But the 6th house is also the house, that rules magic and spiritual practices. So if you got Venus and Leo in the 6th house, it's definitely important that you own your magic and really understand that any health issues that you have are going to be tied directly to your heart and heartache from having a bruised pride and bruised ego. So it's important that you don't allow, your ego or feelings being hurt to get so bad that you allow it to affect your health or your ability to provide, the services that you provide to other people. The secret to your success lies in your ability to provide services in a creative, fun, playful way. You got a lot of friends and a lot of women friends that deal with a lot of shit that you don't put up with. Think about, incorporating that knowledge that you have as a lioness, the queen of the jungle, to help other women maneuver through the bull crap they going through. Service and being majestic at it. Not always a ferocious lion that's ripping shit apart. You did. Hint. Venus and Leo in the 12th house. Now, Venus and Leo in the 12th house. The 12th house is a hard place for Leo, because the 12th house is the house of hidden things and secrets, and Leo don't never want to be secret about nothing. They want to be out there and have their emotions for the world, big drama and theatrics. But Venus and Leo in the 12th house is telling you, when you're going through emotional situations and stuff, sometimes it's important for you to let go of things in a dramatic way. Because the 12th house is the house of letting go. So when you want to release things, it's important that you do your release rituals in a dramatic way and in private and secret, and not on social media. If your Venus was in Aquarius, in the 3rd house or something, then, it'd benefit you to go on social media and vent stuff like that. You like to communicate. But Venus and Leo in the 12th house, you got to create dramatic rituals for release in privacy. You have to learn to value solitude and being alone, Rainy. And when you take, because the 12th house is a house of retreat where you go to power up, Venus and Leo in the 12th house is telling you sometimes you got to take one of those private spa days, turn your phone off, go treat yourself to the lap of luxury and recharge and come back and get to it. And you're going to see a lot more success. I hope that was helpful to you. Spark Pronto, Venus in 12th house, Virgo. You second house, you the second time I got a 12th house Virgo, second one in a row. So I'm going to tell you, just like I told Rainy, the 12th house is the place of retreat where we take solace from the world, where we go to power up and charge up. So if you feeling drained and you want to power up and you want to get back on your path to success, you need to fall back from the world, go reflect on yourself, take notes, because Virgo is the sign of details. Pay attention to the details, where you slacking and lacking in your macking, and then you get on top of that, what you put in the notes, and everything be afloat. You understand what I'm saying? Get on top of your job, little bruh. Don't always be busy with other people's business. The 12th house Virgo, again, the 12th house is the opposite of the 6th. The 6th house is the house of service. The 12th house is the house where we go for other people to take care of us. Even in your own sickness and downtime, you trying to take care of others. Venus and Virgo, and that ain't gonna cut it. Venus and Virgo in the 12th house means you need to fall back and take care of yourself. And that's where you're gonna power up. BM, Venus and Virgo, Venus and Aries in the 1st house. Venus and Aries in the 1st house. Venus and Aries in the 1st house. The secret to your success is asserting yourself. Asserting yourself, speaking up. Reflecting on your power and your ability to be a leader. Because when you fail to take the leadership role, then you have chosen to follow behind other people. You know, Venus and Aries in the first house, you need to reflect on your ability to lead, your ability to break trends, to start trends, to get things going, to initiate and arouse people to action. Until you make the decision to be a leader, you ain't got nothing coming. The secret to your success lies in your ability to reflect on your capacity as a leader and to execute. Flat out. The areas you need to execute are the houses in your chart where you find Taurus, which is your second house of money and values and self-worth, and the house where, you know, Libra is located, because Venus rules Taurus and Libra. And if you got Aries on your first house, then you got Libra on your seventh house. So you need to get your mind right about your paper, your mind right, priority straight about your paper and your partnerships. I hope you found that helpful. Lead. Michael Brantley, I ain't doing no aspects today, bruh. You wanna full reading, you can book it on redclawconjure.com, astrology reading. We just doing Venus placements today. Help people get on the right track with success and tighten up on their desires. Chico Ray Jones, Venus and Scorpio in the fifth house. Again, the fifth house deals with creativity. Venus and Scorpio has a tendency to obsess. And because you got Venus and Scorpio on your fifth house, it's easy for you to allow your passions to get the best of you. Your desires have become a distraction when you don't have control over them. And this is why a lot of us don't get nothing done in life, because we let this distraction pull us this way, and this desire pull us this way, and this desire pull us this way. We're always seeking immediate gratification and pleasure of our desires, instead of focusing on the things that are in our nature and allowing these things to bring us all the fortune that we want. Now, low key, Venus is called Fortuna Minor, the minor fortune, and Jupiter is Fortuna Major. You know, Venus is for material and physical wealth in the world and things like that, and Jupiter is for more spiritual knowledge and wealth. You know, but Venus and Scorpio in the fifth house, the more you understand your desires and control them and not become obsessed with your passions and physical lust, the better off you're going to be. You know, the Scorpio is a sign of transformation. What does the sex really mean to you? What are you really getting from it? The sooner you understand and get a hold of that, you'll understand what's at the root of your desire to keep pursuing all these, you know, relationships and intimate interactions that you use to chase understanding. Once you really understand what you're chasing, then you can get straight to that and you won't be so distracted. I hope that was helpful to you. Right now, my fourth house is in Aquarius. I don't understand what that means. Pi Poo, Venus and Scorpio in the ninth house. Venus and Scorpio in the ninth. This again, another Venus and Scorpio. Your desire is to transform. Your desire is for transformation, in, you know, and it also is to you know, really understand and embrace things at the innermost level. And this is how, you know, people would say Venus and Scorpio are very, very obsessive and possessive. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's because we desire to know at the depths. At the depths. Every inch, every crook, every cranny. You know, we want to know about it, and we want to get, you know, the details. But Venus and Scorpio in the ninth house is the house of faith. Again, publishing, studies, higher educations, learning, college, foreign cultures, and things like that. These are the things that you should be seeking to get absorbed in. The in-depth knowledge, the secrets of different cultures, the secrets of higher educational systems and things like that. You want to be, you know, involved in learning the mysteries. And definitely you want to get involved with Venus and Scorpio. Anytime you got Venus and Scorpio, you got a strong potential for mediumship, and you got a strong personal magnetism. It's a reason why you got that magnetic energy and people are attracted to you. Venus and Scorpio in the 9th house is because you're meant to teach people and guide people into their power and their faith. Scorpio is a sign that's ruled by Pluto. Pluto is the power planet that rules power and, you know, how we allow people or experience people abusing their power in our life. Everybody picking up what I'm putting down? There's about 5 minutes left on here, and they're gonna cut me off. I'm at George Adams Jr. We got Venus in the 2nd house in Gemini. Again, the 2nd house is the house of money, the house of values, you know, our self-worth. What ideas do you have about your self-worth and who you are? Where's your Mercury at in your chart? That's going to give you information on that. But Venus being in that 2nd house, the more you reflect on the ideas, because Gemini rules ideas, your idea of self-worth, your idea of wealth, the wealthier you get. Get a clear understanding and information on what wealth is and self-worth is, and put those words, put those in the tangible words, and drop it down on paper. Because when you write it down on paper, you bring it out the mental plane and into the physical plane. That's the first step of manifestation, bringing it out of the mental plane and into the physical plane. Hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully that was helpful, George. Let me see. Clock ticking faster than I can scroll through all y'all. Y'all enjoying this live? I'll try to get on this mug more. You know, y'all know they love to cut me off on IG. Who we at now? Okay, Mastermind, we back at you. Venus in the 9th in Aries. Venus in the 9th in Aries. Anytime you got Venus in Aries, Venus is a hand mirror. You got Venus in Aries, it's telling you to reflect on your capacity to lead. Reflect on your capacity to lead. See that you had a power to be a leader. And in the 9th house, it's asking you to have faith in your leadership abilities, man. Find your faith in your own capacity to assert yourself, to push out information that helps people build up an independent mindset. This is important for you. The more you cultivate your Venus energy in your natal chart, everybody, the more fulfilled you are going to find yourself in life. Now, you can have a functional Venus, or you can have a dysfunctional Venus. A lot of times we have dysfunctional Venuses and we're not aware of our desires, so we allow things that the world and other people say that we're supposed to desire to interfere with our ability to engineer the reality that we want for ourselves. Manifestation is magic. Magic is manifestation through the scientific manipulation of energy. You cannot scientifically manipulate your energy if you're not aware of your energy. The planets in your natal chart tell you what energy is available to you to manipulate and where that energy needs to be manipulated from. The houses tell you where the energy needs to be pushed out of, what portal you can get energy out of, or where you can bring energy into your life at, when the planets are transiting through your chart, if you watch the YouTube the videos I dropped the past couple days telling you to jump on crypto, I read the transits of the United States chart. I read the transits of the United States chart. So I looked at the second house, because the second house is the portal for money. We see what planets are in the second house, what's going on in the second house. And that's how I could tell you, jump on the crypto right now. Jump on the crypto right now. And you see it has skyrocketed. A 10% jump in less than 48 hours. I hope you jumped on it. If you want to plan your life, learn astrology. Learn astrology if you want to plan your life. I've been on here an hour. I got to jump off here. If you want your life mapped out based on your astrology chart, make sure you go to redclawconjure.com and book the 12-month astrology life map. Not only will I show you how to get busy in your life, I'll show you when all the portals are opening up for love, money, success, moving, whatever you need over a year. We'll map your life out, and I'll show you how to manipulate that energy so you can get the most out of it. Gotta go. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. We're going to get live on here more. Peace.